Hi everyone, this is a short presentation on word forms for Academic English 20. Let's get started. When we're dealing with word form, we have to take three things into account. Firstly, it's the location in the sentence. Where is the word in the sentence, and is it near a noun? Is there an article beside it? Is it near a verb? We need to know that before we choose the word form. When we've looked at the location, then we get an idea of which form to choose. So English words have many different forms, but usually at least 3 or 4. And we need to know which one suits it best according to the location. The last thing we can do is just check for parallel structures to make sure that the word form that we have chosen matches any other parallel structures that might be in the paragraph. So they're the 3 steps. I'm going to focus on the first 2, location and form, most. Okay, so let's look. There are gaps in each of these sentences, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the word strong to complete each of these sentences, or different forms of the word strong. So which forms would we have in each of these sentences? The first one we can see, well, reading is a gerund, that's a noun. Vocabulary is a noun. Your is a possessive pronoun. And every sentence needs a verb. So we need a verb in here. How do we make a verb? Well, we put en at the end. Okay, so we need the verb form of strong. Let's have a look at the next one. Math is of mine. We can see that there is an article, and after the article there is no noun. So we need the noun form here. If you see an article, you'll more than likely need a noun to follow it. Okay, so nouns after articles, this would be strength. Again, we're looking at the location, we're seeing what's around it, and we're choosing a form. The next one we have, John is a speaker. Now we have an article, but we have the noun here. Speaker is a noun, and as you might know, adjectives usually come before nouns. So the adjective form here would be best. Adjective, strong. The last one, what's being modified, is a verb. And if a verb or an adjective is being modified, we use the adverb form, which is usually ly. Okay, so first thing we do, we look around the sentence, we see if it needs a verb. Is there an article close to it? Do we need a describing word like an adjective? Is it describing a verb? We have to look at the words around it and make that choice about what form is best. Once we know what form is best, we need to choose the correct form. Now this is the hard part. This is really difficult in English because there are so many different forms. But we are given some clues and hints. For example, look at the first one. ITY, sustainability. That's going to be a noun because ITY is a noun ending. Okay, sustain is going to be the verb, so most of these stem from the verb form. The adjective form, sustainable, able. Adjective form, adverb form, sustainably. So look at those endings. The root is the verb here, sustain, and then we change the ending. We can change the form. The next one, persistence. Again, ance is the noun form. Persist is the verb form. Persistent and persistently. Okay, so able, ant, going to indicate adjectives. Next one, organization. Organize, ize is the verb ending. Organized, and there is no adverb form. Very often there's no adverb form. There might be one missing. Okay, so look at those endings, change the suffixes, change the form. Let's look at the different suffixes. So for nouns, these are the suffixes that we're looking out for. ITY, ION, MENT, NESS, AGE, ISM, IST, ship, HUD, and ANTS. Okay, these are all going to indicate that there is a noun. Okay, for example, organization, Socialism and feminism. Very often belief systems are ISM, and tolerance. Okay, verb forms: IZE, EN, IFY, ATE. Again, organize, tolerate. Adjective forms: IVE, FUL, OUS. ED and ING are dependent on whether it's the feeling itself or the cause of the feeling. The cause is going to be ING, the feeling itself is ED. We'll look more on that later, and so on. So we can see here, from attractive, from tolerant, that you change the suffix at the end and you change the form. That's usually what we're doing with verb form. Adverbs, nice and easy. They usually just have ly at the end. Okay. So we have to memorize these. They are in your book, and I'll also put them on Canvas so you can look through them and memorize those endings. It's very important that you know and can identify the different word form endings. Okay, let's look here. Try to find the adjectives. Write down the adjectives from these words. Okay, as we can see, the adjectives are over on the right. And we have ED, again, is going to be an adjective ending, OUS, ABLE, FUL, IVE, ING, and IBLE. These are all adjective endings. Noun endings, verb endings, and adverb endings, they're all going to tell you what the correct word form is. Okay, so memorizing those is very important. Okay, now there's not really much meaning attached to these, but there can be. For example, the first set here, IST, ER, OR, IAN, we can have a teacher, an actor, a librarian. These are probably going to indicate that it's a person or it's an occupation, it's a job. Okay, ISM, as we mentioned earlier, might be socialism, it might be capitalism. These are usually belief systems that we have. Okay, so beliefs. Hood very often indicates a period of time or a place. So we have childhood, adulthood, neighborhood. Okay, so period of time or place for that. And EN, as we saw with strengthen, EN very often turns short adjectives into verbs. So strengthen, widen, broaden. Okay, so generally the meaning isn't really kind of like a big part of it, but sometimes you can tell the meaning from the suffix. Now with ING or ED adjectives, okay, the feeling itself, so think of the emoji, bored, this is going to be ED, but the cause, for example, a boring lecturer, it's going to be ING. Okay, so the cause ING, the feeling ED. In the same way, this person's feeling excited, but the game is exciting. Okay, so the cause of the feeling is the game. This person is irritated, and it's because their friend is always late, which is irritating. Okay, so cause ING, feeling ED. Very important to keep that in mind. Okay, let's just look at some comparative and superlative rules, because there are different word forms associated with these. If it's a one-syllable adjective, we use ER or EST. For example, late, later, latest. Tall, taller, tallest. If it's two or more syllables, we use most or more. Intelligent is going to be 4 syllables, so more intelligent, most intelligent. Some 2-syllable adjectives, if they end in Y, they just take the EST or IER. Okay, so easier, easy, easier, easiest, sporty, sportier, sportiest. But generally, the rule is 1 syllable, ESTER, more than 2 syllables. 2 syllables or more, you're going to use more, most. Okay, and there are a few exceptions to this. So comparative and superlative rules. We have good, better, best, bad, worse, worst, little, less, least, far, farther, and farthest. The difference between those is farther is a physical place, okay, so this is to do with distance, and further is more abstract. Okay, we will consider the matter further, whereas my car is parked further away than yours. Okay, so just these are the exceptions. Keep them in mind. Generally, though, they're pretty interchangeable. Okay, lastly, these as well are very commonly confused words. Except is going to be the verb, except is the preposition. Okay, so everyone except John passed the class. Okay, loss is a noun, and lost is the past verb form. Advice is a noun, and advise, the pronunciation is slightly different, is a verb. Okay, so keep these in mind, very often confused. Lastly, I'd like you to try to choose the correct sentence here. As you may have guessed, the first sentence is correct. I am disappointed with my math grade. My math grade is disappointing. I am disappointed. That's the feeling. The next one, people may owe their success to hard working. Actually, hard work is the noun form. Hard working is the adjective form, so a hard working person. The next one, as we can see, seeking advice from others, we need the noun form there, not the verb form. And the last one, you never have more happier, you just have are happier. Happy, again, is one of those two-syllable adjectives ending in Y. Okay, I hope this has been useful, but generally with word form, memorize those suffixes. If you memorize the suffixes, your life will be a lot easier. Best of luck.